Prime Minister is on his way to the Cook Islands, meanwhile, for the second leg of his latest overseas tour after what was claimed to be a successful trip to China wrapped up. On the final day of the PM's four-day visit to Beijing and Shanghai, China announced a formal end to the deep freeze. Our political editor Andrew Clennell has been travelling with the Prime Minister and filed this report.
It was the warmest of welcomes for Anthony Albanese, who swapped the pageantry of marching Marines at the White House for marching Chinese Liberation Army soldiers at the Great Hall of the People. In a meeting with Chinese Premier Li Qian to end Mr Albanese's trip, the Chinese Premier announced a formal end to the deep freeze between the two nations, reinstating the annual leaders' dialogue between the two countries. This followed an invitation for President Xi to come to Australia next year from the Australian PM.
The Chinese side is prepared to work together with Australia to further strengthen communication and dialogue, deepen political mutual trust, expand practical cooperation, and properly manage our differences.
So Anthony Albanese could be back here next year and President Xi could be visiting Australia. The Chinese Premier also had some interesting comments to make on social media posts about Mr Albanese's visit.
I see on social media of China that there are many sharing of short videos about your trip to China, including the video of you running along the Huangpu River with a yellow jersey. People were saying that we have a handsome boy coming from Australia.
I'm not quite sure how to respond to that, Will, but I think I'll let that one go through to the keeper.
Mr Albanese hailed the trip a grand success after his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The PM now travels to the Pacific Islands Forum in the Cook Islands, where geo-strategic competition with China in the region is bound to be a large part of discussions. Then next week, after 3 days of Parliament, it's off to APEC in San Francisco after an invite the PM couldn't refuse from the US President. President Biden and President Xi are expected to meet on the sidelines of that summit in what the Australian Prime Minister hopes is a further thawing of relations with China.